Have a first half like that where you go into the break or with a lead and then you come out and have a third quarter like that. Is there any explaining it? Is there any real rhyme or reason to it?
I don't know. You know, I thought the first half we played pretty good. In the third quarter, Paul Pressey said, let's see if we can, turn it up, because we know they are. And they came out, jumped on us. Basically, in boxing terms, they punched us, and we just started trying to do the rope-a-dope. We just got on our heels. We stopped competing or fighting fire with fire. We just basically allowed them to do whatever they wanted to do. And then on the offensive end, we tried to do it, individually instead of trying to do it as a team.
The unit you did have success with, especially later on, was that Price, Len, Young, Davis, and Hill unit. What did you see from those guys that was kind of a new look today?
Well, to be honest with you, it was a timeout when I basically just challenged them, about some things that were happening on the floor, and they came out, and played 10 times better. They took the challenge, and that was my question to them just a minute ago. We can't afford to have a quarter where we take it off. We can't afford to have lapses like that, and we got to compete and play harder than the teams that we're playing against to give ourselves a chance to win. It's just that simple. And my challenge to them was, do I have to basically insult you to get you to play hard or to compete for 48 minutes? Because that's what they basically did. In the fourth quarter, they competed. And so we'll see if we can do that again Sunday.
Is that the first time you've had to do that?
It is. And I told them, I've been very, very happy with the effort all year long. But tonight was unacceptable.
Byron, you talked about your rotations, and tonight you didn't play Carlos and played Wesley. Did you have to tell them beforehand that this is what I plan on doing, and so what was their reaction?
No, I didn't tell them. It was just kind of a spur of the moment thing. I wanted to get Jay Hill back in the flow, see how he looked, and somebody has to sit. Just like I put Ed in there with Jay Hill. It had been Ed and Booz. So Wesley, I went with Ryan at the 3, and then I went with Nick coming off the bench. So will I do it again Sunday? I don't know. Probably not, because I didn't like the results of tonight.
Carlos didn't necessarily handle it the best when he went to the bench. He expressed some frustration with coming off the bench, getting into starting role back in December. Are you any concerns about how he'll handle all these scratch?
Not at all.
What are you envisioning for Sunday as far as rotation and all that?
I don't know. I might change the whole starting 5. I don't know. I'm serious. I don't know.
How do you differentiate between playing poorly and lack of effort? Because the result can kind of look the same to people sitting and watching.
Well, not to me, it doesn't.
Right. Like what?
To me, I can tell when our guys are playing hard and competing. I really can. And I didn't think we did that in the third quarter. And I can tell when another team amps it up like they did. And if we just kind of, get on our heels like we did, in the third quarter, and like I said, again, it's just, if they're going to compete and they're going to play harder, you got to up the ante as well. You got to play just as hard or harder. And I didn't think we did that.
So Byron used the words unacceptable and flabbergasted in terms of not competing for 48 minutes. And Rob said there might be changes as early as Sunday.
I think he's going to change because Byron's been doing this all year, trying to find a lineup that's going to come out there and play with some energy and some effort. And, after watching tonight, I know one person that should be in that starting line is Ed Davis, because he did everything tonight that he was supposed to. Rolled to the basket, got offensive boards, and did the things that Byron loves and hustle plays. Outside of that, I don't know who else about this. Maybe Price, because he did some things fantastic tonight, too. Those two guys,
Jeremy Lin had a good game, and they did well playing together.
Well, I think Jeremy Lin has had his opportunities. Ryan Kelly could possibly get, a little bit more time and more minutes and more plays called for him. But it's kind of hard to understand. After the break, you've gotten some rest. And I think, some of the guys, left their energy on vacation. It's unacceptable for Byron Scott. He's not going to stand for it. You're losing. You're not going to make the playoffs, but he's not going to sit back and just let them lose their way out of the season. So he's going to stay on top of them, as he should.
All right, much more to come on Access Sports and Lakers.